Tesla can generate as much as $3 billion by 2030 thanks to deals.
Well, NVIDIA specifically, arguably the biggest earnings winner of the week, and it didn't even report. However, it was the unspoken giant in the room as the other mega caps talked about their spending plans, all of which will benefit the chip maker. Alphabet, Microsoft, Meta, in one way or another, they talked about increasing capex to take advantage of the opportunity in AI. And between the three of them, there's a combined market cap of $5 trillion and 37 mentions of capex on their earnings calls.
There is a huge battle right now for making the next trillion-dollar company. And you guessed it, this one being AI. And especially AI microchips. Now every big single player wants to get in, and investors are throwing money into this one like it's the 2021 crypto bull run. I'm talking about AI microchips. Now, what exactly is AI, and why do all these companies like Tesla, NVIDIA, and even AMD recently going into AI? So this is the future of technology we're gonna see. Everyone wants to make that buck, and it's nothing like the metaverse. Why? Because AI is gonna solve multiple platitudes of problem. You need an accountant, no worries, you got an AI. You need someone to make the food, no worries, you got an AI. A machine is gonna know how to make the food by itself. It's gonna know how to make your favorite cake in the next 5 to 10 years. And when you solve problems, you get a massive demand, and that is potentially going to solve a ton of problems in the market. So right now we are seeing NVIDIA going big, and it recently doubled in value. Every single retail investor and big corporations and hedge funds are throwing money into NVIDIA, and also Tesla. Why? Because they both want to achieve the single thing. They want to make that supercomputer that is going to compete with everything and everyone. Now, what I'm really excited about is more of these big companies going into large technology development such as AI for a very good reason. Everyone that has announced that they're going to be using microchips, that are going to be looking into microchips for the computing power, have earned money on the earnings calls, which potentially made billions to investors so far.
Of course, guys, Pat Gelsinger, he is working to change that, but the pressure is on, and the tech giants, they're making their spending plans now. They're also working on their own AI chips.
Now, the next one that's going big into this is actually USA. USA is having a big trade war with other countries, such as China. So the thing we are seeing right now is not only the big companies want to get in, not only the retail investors, they also want to see the big governments getting into AI, because if you can be the first in the market, you can set the price you want it to be. And that's what I'm seeing right now. This is why the big companies are earning so much money, and there's a massive shortage of microchips. Think about baking a pizza stand, and everybody wants that pizza. But we're all out of pizza slices. What can you do? You can only wait and make more, right? And people are starving. People are flocking to the pizza stand. They want that pizza, but they cannot get it. So they try to offer more and more money. This is what we're seeing right now with these microchips and AI. The supply is far lower than the demand right now. And personally, I think that AI in the next 10 years is going to be worth trillions of dollars by these big companies. It's nothing like we have ever seen before in history.
In the age of AI, that means less traditional server chips, more advanced GPUs that NVIDIA makes. And that shift was crystal clear this quarter. On the losing side of that shift, though, is Intel, a chip company that is stuck in the traditional world of server processors. BofA writes in a note, in our view, this most negatively impacts Intel and AMD over time, as AI server CPU demand is offset set by slowing non-AI spend.
Yeah, look, this is the developers conference, but it's all about AI. And really what we want to know is about a more conversational version of Google search. So much emphasis on Bard when it was released in February, but it was always meant to be a creative companion. So how have they taken their work on the large language models and moving the needle forward in terms of that core search product? That's the big question for the thousands of developers that are here, but also worldwide virtually.
What about
the hedge funds do not care about inflation. They do not care about how much money they're circulating, about what the markets say. They care about this technology. Elon Musk is offering millions for these microchips that are out of stock. They're not available to anyone. We need tons of computing power to get these microchips up and rolling. But guess what? Nobody has access to them. Nobody can actually make the next step and just buy them like that. It's not that simple. And they're gonna be used everywhere, in the cars, in all sorts of demands, in all sorts of technology. It's gonna be used over there. And that's why I love it.
Huge data sets that are required for these AI applications like those behind ChatGPT, for example. There's a lot riding on this launch for AMD because this is where they're positioning their future right now in this sector of AI, particularly around GPUs as well. Lisa Su, the CEO, said the company's expecting around 50% growth in the second half of the year in the data business, and that forecast really is talking about the ramp up of this particular AI chip as well. There is huge demand right now for these chips, as we know, and NVIDIA really the only game in town right now for a lot of these companies looking at training AI data sets. So there's high demand, supply is quite tight. So when AMD comes into the market, they could pick up some of the slack. A few questions, though, remain. How will this performance be versus NVIDIA's chips, and how will it be received by some of these customers looking?
Now we are seeing AMD catching up to NVIDIA. Everyone was asking, where is NVIDIA on this and where is AMD? Why isn't AMD going hard on these microchips? Because this is what all the US governments want. This is what all of the hedge funds want. Everyone wants this technology developing. India, China, all the big countries, even kind of Europe, they want to get in. And that's why so many people are betting on Tesla. They're not betting on the electric vehicles as much as they're betting on the electric vehicles plus the robots, the Tesla bots we're seeing right now, performing well and solving real life problems. This is how companies grow. So for example, let's take a look at Amazon, the most classic one. What they did is basically become a huge shipping company, and during, well, you know what happened, we saw Amazon shipping out everything from food to accessories to just being a shipping company. It did not try to make tables as much as it tried to be, shipping from A to B, from there and then, and it solved many problems for many people. You had an office, you need an office chair, no worries, Amazon can ship it from you. And this is what we see with big companies such as Google, for example, the Alphabet. What does Google do? Let's take a look at YouTube. It solves problems. People want to watch YouTube videos. They want to find information. And it solves the problem for them. They watch a creator and potentially they can find how to tie their shoe. It solves problems. Now think about this with an analogy of AI. The AI will make you food and it will solve you a ton of time and tons of problems. It can make, food for 30, 50 people, not even for a single person, not like a maid. What if it can potentially make food in factories for 200 people? You can slice it up evenly. You can, adjust the calories.
The division that focuses on AI computation made up less than half of the company's sales. By 2022, it was the majority.
It went from Wall Street expectation of $7 billion to NVIDIA saying, actually, we're going to make $11 billion. And so that really opened people's eyes. It was a real statement that, this generative AI craze that everybody's talking about is more than just a hype cycle.
But that success is creating a different problem for the company: supply.
The demand is literally from every corner of the world.
Once AI is going to be advanced enough, we're going to be seeing them making food on global scale. We're going to be seeing, them cleaning the floors. There already are. Now think of them making cars. AI could potentially make cars. Yeah, it could, do a pattern where they identify a door, they put the door on the car itself, which could happen at Tesla. We already see that with Tesla cars in some aspect. And, you know, it's replacing workers already. And this is what the big companies are betting on. They're betting on AI being so advanced that it can solve these big problems that we were facing the last 200, 100 years, and even helping the elderly, you know, helping the old people push the wheelchair, do anything, just help them in general. And a lot of people want that. A lot of people want their own Tesla. They want their own, you know, legal aid, basically, from a robot. And potentially we're going to be seeing this for a price of what? $1,500, $15,000? Nobody knows for sure. But one thing is for sure is that this is the future. This is what we're seeing right now. And this is why the tech AI stocks are going up so much. This is going to be $1 trillion pump. I'll keep you guys updated with more news. Until next time, smash that like button and subscribe, and peace everyone.